Good. So now when he's trying to build up, he's like, damn, like, I don't know what to do. Like, do I just turn in? And then as he turns in, suck that wrist. I know he's a big boy. Grab that wrist. Yeah, with your right hand, give it back to him, PC. Sorry. And obviously with size matters. But like, yeah, like, learn how to control the guy. Like, suck that wrist under his body. Pull it, yeah. And then keep pulling the wrist. Now you run the, stepping around the head, you got a hammer lock. So you just step over his head like north-south and pull his wrist up his back. And then that's gonna either be a submission in itself, or he'll spin belly down, and then you'll get an armbar. You continue to pull his wrist. Yeah. Just pull the wrist until it becomes an armbar. Like he'll be forced to. Right. It's been a while since we've done that.
I remember that.
Where I don't use the word too much, but we used to call it rocking out.
Breaking the base.
It's basically a spiral ride. So when you spiral ride the wrist, and then you rock it out. We used to call it a rock out to get to the hammer. A hammer lock, you just pull the hammer lock for the submission, and then if he spins, you step, he comes in your armbar. Do you remember that?
So I see what you mean, so.
Yeah, so you run, so guys, look, instead of taking the back, you don't let him roll up on the shoulders, you keep running it, and that's a submission in itself. So now big step over the head, and then right there. Now don't let him do that, because that will allow him to almost defend it. So when you're right hand, you want to keep his elbow like this and keep shoulder locking him until he straightens. He'll straighten, and now you can pull it into a straight armbar.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to say is you don't let Pete do this. Now he can lock his hands.
And create the connection.
Yeah, so you keep him. So the difference in the pressure, he's up here, right? So I had a claw, and now I break him down elbow, and now I pull the wrist. Now as he's trying to move, see my body weight here, I'm just keeping weight on him. I don't see my elbow, so if he wanted to roll up on his shoulders, I'm not allowing him to. Now as I put shoulder pressure and I lock out, I step over and I pull. So when I'm pulling, I'm trying to submit him. He will straighten, but I never do this. This is, Pete can defend now. He knows how to defend. Once you allow a bend elbow, he's gonna put his hand under the leg. For just the strong guys out there, they'll probably just lock their hands, just simple lock, and then you'll be forced to go to an armbar. And yes, we can separate this. But if Pete has good defense, this is hard. So if we rewind back and we get him right here, like my hands, you see this leverage? Like I never let him lock his hands. He can't lock his hands. Like it's a submission. He has to straighten. And then when he straightens, you're pulling it to your body. So there's never a chance. And then you're ready for the armbar. Try one more time. Try one more time. And you guys can also flow. You can do the slide by and go right into this. Yeah, claw him down, grab that wrist. Roll.
And I try it out.
Good pressure. Now you're already thinking about submission, right? You're already pulling it into a submission. Don't let him, pull it. There he goes. Your right knee, pick your right knee up and put it right there. And go. And just squeeze and fall back. Yeah, and finish that baby.
That's crazy.
Good.
It makes sense of not ever letting him do that.
Yeah, you can use this as an armbar attack. A lot of people call this wrestling because we do this in wrestling. You're not going to find this in jiu-jitsu class, typically. So the catch wrestling dudes of the world will say, that's catch wrestling. Whatever, call it what you want. Wrestling, catch wrestling, it is wrestling. But you can use this in grappling, in jiu-jitsu. It's all the same, okay? So let's integrate it off of the slide by. You try it, Pete. Try it real quick. No, from the feet. From the feet. So he gets his beautiful slide by working, and he's gonna use that claw to just run a spiral. Get off your knees. Yeah, no, start with the claw. And now off your knees, he's gonna have trouble taking your weight. Spiral, just walk out. That's gonna pull. Now grab that wrist. Now you're doing spiral wrist. And Pete never lets you go back to guard. See, this guy wants to invert on the shoulders. Let him do it once, Pete. He rolls up. That's what the jiu-jitsu guard player will do. That's what we will do. I'm not just talking about them, it's us. But we also know how to stop it.
Because I can't go to my...
Yeah, so he keeps the wrist. Pete gets his weight up on top. As he spirals out to the side, he can put his forearm right here on the hip, like this. Okay, right there. So when he's trying to invert and get up on the shoulders, you're keeping that down. Now, once Pete feels it's time to go, he might have already pulled the wrist out. Yeah, he did. But if the wrist was still buried, people throw his shoulder into the back. Like lower the shoulder. No, go back. Yeah, lower that shoulder. And now, as he comes back with two hands, he'll pry the arm out with two hands. No, just like, yeah, thumbs pointing the same direction. Yeah. See, tuck it under the back. Let him have it. Let him have it back. Let him tuck it back. Now 2 hands on it. Shoulder in his back. Now turn your body sideways. No, don't pull it out yet. I know you got to be tough, Eddie, because Pete's such a big guy. Turn sideways, Pete. Like, yeah, and walk backward. You let your walk be your pry. Walk back, and it's going to pry it right out. See that? Pull it right out. Now look. Now he takes the high step, right leg over, cover the head, and he starts prying. You can put a knee down if you want, because if you trap him, just drop your knees like you're going north-south, and now you're just like this. And you're just getting a simple submission. You just pull the lever. But for Eddie to catch up, he has to rotate. He has to go either up to his knees or belly down as you keep it in the straight position and fall right into an armbar.
Nice, dude.
You guys see how that works?
That was good.
The prying it out part off the claw, he's up on his hands maybe at first. So that drops him to an elbow. See, if he's up on his hands and he wants to get up, I don't want to do this because this is not as strong. If he's strong, I can't get it.
Right.
So I use the claw and I pull the claw. Then as I go here, my elbow goes out. I drop him to an elbow. Boom, I grab the wrist. Also, fat part of the hand is another detail.
Yeah, that's the fat.
This is solid because when you hold this fat part of the hand, a guy tries to roll his hand and he can't roll out.
Yeah, it's hard.
If I grab the wrist, he can roll out. You'll lose the wrist sometimes. You don't absolutely need it, but it is a nice detail. So here or here. Now, once you have this, if he's trying to get up, just trying to get up, see how I have the spiral here. Now, he wants to roll up on the shoulders. See that? So look at
that's huge.
my forearm right here and my body. So if he's trying to go now, it's tough.
Because I can't go on my
shoulders. Okay. Now, as he's here and he's trying to do that, I'm gonna rotate. And you see I'm off my knees and I'm going, put the hand under. Maybe he's even locked. Some guys will try to lock. As I'm coming back this way, I'm walking back. I pry it out. Big step, sorry about that. And then I'm prying right here. This is a sub. See my elbow on his back, not letting his hips rise. If he gets up to his knees, I'll let you. Now I'm pulling him. Boom, right into the tightest armbar. Already thumb control. Already working on your thumb control. Okay, let's try. Let's go, 1, 2, 3. Teach me grappling. Good wide knees position. There's always going to be a size thing, like with any move. If a guy's too big and strong, he actually did a great job of spreading that made it hard for you to break him down.
Yeah, I felt him drop down.
So don't run out too far, even if the guy's wide. I want you to just stay on him, forward pressure, keep that pressure down, keep the weight on his head. If he just stays there, you're not gonna budge this man. But you can also start putting hooks in when he's wide. Do you understand? So no, I wouldn't do that. You're out here running, and he's wide, so you can't break his hip down. You can't pull his hip, right? Just shift weight this way, and take a big left leg step and stab your hook right in. You're gonna take the back. Move back that way slightly. Lean off. Yes, like that. You see? So go back. The more Pete bowls up and tries to protect, this is in deep. No, it's in deep. Yeah, straight on. He's like this. Now run him and yank his hip. You see how you broke him? You broke him down. The weight on his hip. And now go ahead. Shoulder in his back. Walk back. 2 hands on the wrist. Pry it out. Walk backward. Keep walking. Yeah, pry it out. Here it is. Right knee over. You don't want to be that far now. Your right knee should already be bent over the other side of his head, and you're sitting up and you're pulling. Yep, there it is. Nice. I'll do it guys. Go ahead, try it. You don't have to come watch if you're learning something like that. Control. You know what I mean? It's like if you want to, sometimes I'll go on individual like I'm doing for you guys right now. Right? Okay, so you're gonna keep this, on your toes, run out to the right. Now look, he dropped to his elbow already. So if he's up on his hands, run out to the side slowly and notice, open your right elbow until he drops. Oh, now once he drops, grab the wrist. Yes. Now do the same pressure as you roll. Roll, yes, and break him down. Keep pulling him until his hip drops. Pull his hip this way. His hip so that he drops to his right butt cheek. Make him fall. Don't fall yourself. You gotta keep your weight on top of him. Good. Now that you dropped him down, you're looking good. He's already fallen to his right hip. We're gonna put our left forearm right here. We don't always need to do this step, but this step right here. No, forearm right here. Right here. Get back on top. See how he's lifting up and his body's coming into your rib cage? Look, put your elbow here on top.
On my hip.
Yeah, come on back. Just get on your knees. Get on your knees. Get on your knees. Posture up. Good. Elbow here. Now get off your knees. Do you see what you're doing? Keep his hip down. Now you're ready to roll the wrist out. I know you already pried it. So now it's time to circle out towards the head, 2 hands on the wrist. 2 hands on the wrist, big step over his head. Big step. And now start to pull the wrist towards you. Yep, and that's gonna be a submission. That in itself is a sub. But if he rolls over, you're gonna be in an armbar. Your right knee wants to be up. Your right knee. Yeah, and then squeeze and fall back. Yeah, never let a guy lock. Yeah. So you wanna always be a step ahead. It can be a very brutal move. If you're brutal with it, you could hurt each other. I don't want you to do that, but I do want you to dominate. So there's a difference, right? You can dominate them without hurting them. Good. Try the switch. Nice. Now, just see how he's like, I don't want to go down. Yeah, once you go there, you grab his, now off your knees. It's going to be a lot of weight for no. Circle out, and that's going to probably, see, you got his hip down. Now you can go right shoulder in his back. Yeah, you already got it. You're skipping right ahead. It's all making sense. That in itself is a sub. And the way he gets out of the sub is by rolling over to his belly, and he continues to, yes. And then we see how, only thing I want to ask of you is knees together. Knees together. So, and this foot, ideally, under here. Yeah, squeeze the knees. Yeah, if it's under there, it's harder, there's a bigger gap.
Yeah.
You can actually control, your right foot can control under his shoulder, dorsiflex your foot like this.
Yeah.
And flex under his shoulder. That makes it really hard when he's trying to move around. He can't pull his elbow out.
Yeah.
But if your foot is down here, he can pull his elbow in.
Yeah.
See? Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Beautiful. Now that's what we need right there. That's beautiful. Big step over, stay on your feet. Yeah, even right there, drop your right knee on the rib cage.
Right side?
And just, yeah, and just sit up, posture up and pull. Yes. And then he's gonna come right near armbar. He either taps or he comes in your armbar. Yeah, I know, but give him the armbar now, Ryan. Yeah, keep coming. He'll give you room. There you go. Tightest armbar right there.
That's very easy. It is.
That was really good technique.
Bring your belly down to this way.
Eddie, beautiful job. Keep that up, just like that.
One more.
Pull that hip. Beautiful on his toes. Look at that. Look at that rock out. That's what we call the rock out.
Nice.
Big step. Covering it. Drop the knee or have the knee up, but just controlling it.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's no way. Now you know where he's going. It's going to be right into your arm. You're a step ahead. You have so much of a step ahead.
Yeah.
It's going to be really tough for him.
Drilling so much is important. I'm trying to. Yeah. You want to try it? Yeah.
And then he pulls the guy up in the air and flips him. And that's another version. Again, I've seen in judo. So here, come here. So when the guy's on all fours, for some reason I just can't remember names right now.
Like elbows
just drop down to your elbows. So what you have is you have a guy who's kind of based. So you have the wrist and the thigh pry, or what sometimes I call flipper. So I'm applying force like this. But when I have this wrist and I go like this, the guy's really stable. Like spread out your knees kind of and just don't get like turned, like be a rock. Sure. Yeah. See, the guy's so tight that when you go here, you're like, I can't budge this guy. So now what I do is I just release. It looks like I'm gonna come to the wrist. Maybe I was, but I'm just gonna grab the ankle. See that? I just monkey grip the ankle, and now I'm just gonna stand up immediately. And since the guy's so tight and I can't pull it out, I deadlift. You guys see that? See what I did? So instead of the prying it out the back, hammer locking him, and then, you know, walking it around to an armbar, I just pull him. The reason I can deadlift him is that he's like this.
So compact.
If he went loosey-goose, I wouldn't be able to deadlift him. Well, what would happen? You would start pulling the arm out.
But he's resisting.
He's resisting because he knows what you're trying for. So you end up on top in the turtle, and you already tried to put your hooks, and the guy falls up, right? So I can't get the hooks. So I jam my hands inside and I go to the wrist. And now I'm trying to like break the guy down. I'm trying, but it's not working. So I'm trying to pull this wrist out. He won't let me. Grab the ankle. Now look at where my feet go. One leg just over his head. The other one close. I can't be far because I can't lift. I need to be somewhat close. And since this arm is tight, I lift. As I explode upward, he ends up coming with me. Drop him, and your knees right here. Come here. Okay. You guys want to try it? So again, maybe small man versus giant man, maybe not the best move in the world, but size for size, very, very good. So try with a partner. Pete, you're probably going to need deadlift master.
Hulk right here.
Yeah, explosive Olympic.
I probably can't even look right now.
He's not
Olympic
green yet.
lifter.
He's not green yet.
You know, lift him up and see if you can flip him. I know Pete's gonna flip everybody. Okay? All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Fun stuff.
The boards are like off the top.